There's no finer way to have a summer. Well, let's have a little summer drink here. Summer's not here yet. Take a brand new, fresh bottle of rum. Um, Bust the top of it here. God dang, I'm getting old. Can't even crack the top onto my rum. I got it there. And you take this bottle of rum. It can be any kind of rum. 151's best. And pour it over. Well, you take I get you a mint leaf. You Canadians, you know what the mint leaf looks like. Get you a mint leaf and pour your rum onto the glass and stick your mint leaf in there. Be sure to get your mint leaf. Oh, poor little mint leaf is just dying in the sun. It is when you get your mint leaf in there, bless its little heart. I see a little ant. He's over here. Look at a little ant over here on the leaf there, trying to get him some mint leaf. Oh, there you go. Looks better. Got your mint leaf. What you do is you get your mint leaf and you put a nice jalapeno. You get your jalapeno pepper and you put your jalapeno in your rum. And there's a little ant got on my. Now you've got a southern drink that's that's real popular. You make, like I say, get a good brand of rum and get yourself a good uh, place, out here in the Rose Garden, and just kick back and enjoy. I I'll take a little sip here. Buddy, let me get the lid back on it so we don't lose the aroma. Woo! That's pretty good. Yeah, your mint leaf. Yeah, Canadian. We use in Canadian limp. Almost said hemp, didn't I? Canadian limp leaf. Oh man, see the kind of mint we use here in my part of Alabama. Good old mint. See, there's your good old mint leaf right there. Anyhow, you let your jalapeno set in there for oh um, long enough for it to chill. Oh man, that's gonna be so nice. It chills. Now this is about a 3 inch long jalapeno there, and when it gets nice and chilled, I think it's gonna be about right here. Oh, damn. Mm, 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 mm. Woo! That's some good eating, buddy. This rum takes the sting out of it. Woo! Better have another shot of that. Yeah, it takes the sting out of it. That's a lot better right there. This thing is full of fire, but let me tell you, I'm already starting to hiccup. Anyhow, it's a beautiful sunny spring day. Yeah, we're out here enjoying them. Oh man, whatever you do, don't breathe through your nose. Oof. This is what's called spice rum. I must call this like a rum doobie. Yeah, pour yourself a rum doobie. Have your dessert. Dang, you got to have a lot of that on hand if you're going to do this. Ain't this better? Last year I was all up on the camera dying and all that stuff. Had old colon cancer and and what a you know you make what you can of life. That's what we're doing. Living every day till we die. Doing the things we like to do. Oh, by the way, my buddy Eddie Mann down there in We Two Vegas. Happy birthday, buddy. James, you're out there, you're struggling and trying to get through life, and God bless you, man. Live your life and just move on. We're like that love song, Islands in a Stream. We're all out here on this big ocean. Well, I might need a whole ocean of this rum here to get through this pepper. I've never took me that long to eat a pepper. Oh, look at it. My ice is gone. I'm about to. That rum is strong. It eats your ice right up. I'm gonna try to get me one more out of this thing before. Woo! Now you can feel it going to your bloodstream. I ain't talking about the rum, the pepper. It gets in your bloodstream, and oh, Eddie, down in we, I just gave myself a rum shower, man. Down in We Two Vegas. I'm not suggesting you do this. I'm doing this for you because you can't do this. I'll do this for you. James, you can't do it either. I'm doing this for James and several other people out there that don't have the opportunity. I do. Recent. I didn't have a ending date when I was born, June the 30th, 1940, almost 78 years ago. I wasn't born with an exploration date, and I ain't dead yet, so I'm alive and talking to my friends out there. I should be out flying, but I thought I'd make me a little summer mint julep sort of thing. I used a Canadian mint. Poor little thing is just laying there struggling. You can see it laying there on the table. A Canadian mint. See, I'm starting to mix words here because this pepper's got me confused. Well, I bet I'm gonna get me some of this. And what was I talking about? Oh, the mint, Canadian mint. That stuff is good too. It's good in anything. That Canadian mint is. Gotta love them seeds. Whoo, gosh, dang. I think this rum's got my nose to running. Well, I would pour me another one, but as you can see, I don't have no ice. And ain't nothing worse. This rum has been sitting here in the sun. It's probably 90 degrees already. So, that is good. I gotta say, that is good right there. Good crisp jalapeno peppers, a good spice rum, whatever the name of that is. Oh, it's in the black label, so you know if it's a black label, it's got to be good, right? Black label rum. I salute you.
Oh, 2-4. Hey, 2-4. Good morning. I got lights on everywhere. I should have turned some of these lights off. It shows too many of my imperfections. Look at me. Oh, eyebrows all beat up. I got a big old scar right there. I broke my skull in 1986. No, my apologies. 1985. I broke my skull here. Broke my jawbone here. I broke my femur. That was in 85. Fell 125 feet. Crushed a new bell helmet. I bought a brand new bell helmet. It was full wraparound. And when I landed on my head after the long fall, a Suzuki four-wheeler hit me right in between the shoulder blades. It fell on top of me. And it broke 7 of my ribs right here. Broke these 7 ribs right there. They're like eggshells inside my chest. We didn't know. Oh, I went to the hospital and they patched me up. And 10 years later, that was in 85. And in 95, I began to have some issues. So by 96, I went to the doctor. And they determined I had cancer in my right leg here, where the break was. It was inside of the bone, and it was 2.5 inches long. It wasn't a good time. But life goes on. I see I'm losing my audience. Hey, let me try to get us on to a good subject, something that's going to make you feel warm and fuzzy all over. No sadness. Oh, somebody came back. I had to see if I could still do what we did last night. Moto last night, he guided me through on how to go into my hard drive, go into YouTube and extract the video out of YouTube and bring it over and share it to you guys. And that's what I did. That was a 6-year-old video. That video was shot 6 years ago. I did it out here in my rose garden. And I'm talking to myself again. Let me put a link up here. Maybe that would help. Maybe let me invite somebody up in here. Get people all up in here. There's your link, folks. Come on, y'all get all up in here. Show the world what beautiful people they are. It is a beautiful day. I may go for a ride on a motorcycle. That might be a good thing to do. Let me see what my temperature is here. Ain't nobody in here, so. Okay, keep going back. For more. Oh, it's only 43 right now. And it's 9:54, 43 degrees. Oh, today's temperature will be lower than yesterday. It was 71, so it's going to be less than 71. It still looks like it's going to be a pretty sunny day. I just might go for a ride today. I don't know. I've been kind of struggling with a little bit of a cold. See, I call it midweek chat because I'm going to be talking basically to myself. I could go over and get one of them videos where I blow stuff up. I got some blowing up stuff. I got a video I should put on here. We were over in St. Anthony's, Idaho. St. Anthony and Idaho. Idaho. And I was in a really nice side by side. 200 and something horsepower. This thing was awesome. And I was up on top of this mountain. I think we were at 9,900 feet. And while we was up at the top of this mountain, the crew, the people we was with, said, hey, there's a bar and grill that's about 100 miles from here. Anybody want to make a 100-mile ride in our side-by-sides over to this bar and grill? And I think the bar and grill was in Montana. I'm just trying to do this from memory. This was many years ago, back, been a long time ago. And so we all took off, and we was coming down off the mountain from the 9,900 foot. You can see all the beautiful clouds down below us, way down there, and it was pretty. But what happened there is we ran into one of those clouds on the way down. Oh, got soaking wet. It was like 35 degrees, soaking wet. And we proceeded to move on this 100-mile. This is cross country on dirt now. We didn't do 100 miles on the freeway. We did 100 miles in the mountains using logging roads. They pulled it up on this GPS thing, and it was a big resort over there. We found out that the people that owned the resort had just bought it, and they were from New York. And they bought the resort out there in Montana. And it was going to be like a wedding resort. In other words, you get married, you go out there, and oh my God, it was so laid out all between the majestic mountains and stuff. And so we were getting closer, but it was getting darker. And when we rolled up, we got there just 1 hour after closing time. I mean, there was things that we couldn't control. We got involved in elk, we got involved in other animals and stuff. We stopped and drank a lot too. I forgot to tell you that. We drank a lot. And so finally, we pulled into the place, and we're an hour after closing time. So somebody said, there's a house right here behind the resort. I wonder, would they know we could get some information? So they go around there, knocked on the door, and the people was living in the house that owned the whole resort. And they had just closed everything down, but she said the kitchen was still up. and she would go in and fix us supper. So we go in, all of us, all of the side by side folk, we went into this uh, big bar and grill. It was a lodge. And we got inside there, and there was such warmth coming from those people. They was just hungry they just bought the place, and they was just getting it started, and they wanted to see tourists come in. And I'm from Alabama, and I think these other folks were from Washington and Arizona and various different places. So um, she cooked us a big meal. But while we was there, after we all eat and everything, she said, "Would any of you like to try my German chocolate cake that I baked today?" And we all said yes. And she cut us a big slice of that German chocolate cake. Oh gosh, that was so good. Oh man. Well, when we finished up there, it was midnight. When we finished drinking and carousing and boozing it up and having a good time, it was midnight. And we got out there, and it was like 23 degrees, way below the freezing anyhow. Old Mac was cold. So they had a vehicle. It was a Jeep, I believe it was. One of those very new Jeeps. And they loaded old Mac in the Jeep and let somebody else drive the side by side. We made it all the way back to St. Anthony's in Idaho. We got there before daylight. What a great trip. If you ever done 200 miles in a side by side, well, I only did 100 over there and then rode back in a Jeep. But before I got back to the camp, old Mac done went to sleep because that heater was warm, and I was feeling warm and fuzzy all over. And I went to sleep. Dozed off. How you can't sleep when you're doing this on a back road and head weaving and a bobbing. Hey, Connie. I ain't seeing a whole lot of people in here, but I see you, so let's get the party started since we got two people in here. This is back during my rocket days. That's the space shuttle taking off from Cape Canaveral. Well, I've already had breakfast and thinking about going for a ride on the motorcycle. But that means I'd have to go out there and take it off the trailer and wash it. It's got to be washed in this. Well, I didn't go to bed after midnight last night. It was we closed down after midnight. Sheila, she was in here. Um, Sheila and Tyler, OC, Motorbomb Virginia, yourself. There was a bunch of us in here, a few of us, and OC. He's going to get to meet Sheila when they come to Thailand over in that area. I was up early too. I rarely ever lay in very long. Too much life going on to sleep. Yeah, that's Joe, and let me answer him, but I'll tell him I'm on a live feed. Hey, Joe.
What are you doing, big guy?
I'm on a live feed. I'm doing a live broadcast.
Uh-oh. Let
Yeah.
me get in here and turn this off.
Are you out? Are you running? Are you out and about or
I
what?
I was calling to see how that brittle turned out.
I've been eating that, munching on it. See, I haven't found any that has not had spice in it. All mine has been spicy so far, but it's delicious.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I'd give 50-50, but I might have give you all the spice.
It's
I said, well, if it's spicy and hot, I said, that Jerry, he likes that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can't show it to you on the camera. I don't have the camera turned on for you, but on the.
No, I seen you eating it. I seen you eating it on your podcast.
Oh yeah. See, I've got some. I'm thinking I just make them guys die of envy. I told everybody about you making me some good peanut butter brittle. I said it's sort of like a traditional. You're usually bringing me a bag of it over every year because you know how much I love it.
Yeah, I mean, now if you want some different brittle, I can make you up some brittle. I'm gonna make up a little bit more. I don't know if you want some different kind or not.
I have to stretch this out because of the sugar thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's loaded. Yeah, it's a death sentence for you.
Yeah, so I'll reach over and get me a piece of munch.
Jerry said, I know what that mother's trying to do. He's trying to kill me. That's what he's trying to do.
Just kill me with kindness.
Yeah, just kill it. Slowly killing.
Yeah.
Then I'll just take commander in chief of the whole plantation.
You'll have the whole plantation. I mean, you come over here. You remember that movie Django? You remember Django?
Yeah, I'll be like Django. I'll come over there and just take over.
Yeah, you'll be coming over and taking over my plantation. You're gonna
the whole plantation.
You're gonna come over and free my people.
Yeah, I'm freeing them. Cut them loose.
Buddy, I am broadcasting live, so let me. We got people on here. They don't know who you are, but this is my buddy Joe. He's the guy you see riding the motorcycle with me. And
hey, I'm gonna have to come over there and do a live with you one day.
Yeah, we did. Didn't we? No, we didn't do a live. No, yeah. Come on.
I hadn't been on your podcast.
Yeah. Come over and sit on the couch over here, and I'll fix the camera where we can. We'll be on live together, and we can tell some bullshit stories.
Yeah, that's right. And then I can sit there and have a bottle right there next to me and just continuously hitting shots.
Well, I've got that baby nipple in there, and then we'll just take the bottle and put the nipple over, and you just lay back on the couch and just suck the little bottle with your favorite drink.
Yeah, and I'll lap one off every now and then, just messing with them.
Yeah. Bring your bong over. You can do a hit on the bong, and
keep gasping for air.
Yeah, here, let me see. You come over and we'll roll up one of these $100 bills right here. We'll roll up
I might come over with the real thing.
Yeah, we'll come up and we'll roll a joint with $100 bill and smoke it.
There's some more crazy shit.
Yeah. Oh, people got so damn mad about that video. I cannot believe the reaction I got.
We didn't really cuss that much.
Well, to you and I, we didn't cuss that much, but those other people, when they saw it, they go, "Damn, sorry heathens are all going to burn in a lake of fire." Them sons of bitches.
I might have said, I didn't even really cuss. I might have said 3 cuss words,
Maybe 1 or 2 mofos.
Yeah,
no. Kind of light, very light.
Yeah, very light. Jerry said you hadn't seen him cuss when he gets angry.
Yeah, and there's one lady up in Connecticut. She got so mad. She said, "Jerry," she called me Mac, and she said, "Mac, you got to be more responsible than that. You let that man leave out of there as drunk as he was. If he gets killed, his family will sue you." I said one time.
No, they didn't think we're just messing around drinking tea.
I explained it to her later. And I told this lady, I said, one time he came over and he was working in my J box out on the back in the back side of the house. And I said, "No, let me go get you the insulated pliers." And anyhow, you got in there and all of a sudden you short circuited that 440 volts and everything went up in a big blinding flash. And I told you after you both of us calmed down, I said, if it had killed you, I'd took one of the doors off the house and laid you out flat. load you in the back of the pickup truck and took you back over to Tammy's and say, I don't think we can bring him around.
Yeah, there for a few minutes, so you was dead serious.
Woo! Hell
Well,
yeah.
we started making some jokes then.
When you get into that 440, now that wasn't 40, that's 14.4 coming off the pole pig, 14,400 volts down those great big heavy lines into there, and it breaks it down to 440.
And I was just coming straight off the 200 main.
Yeah, you was coming right off. Oh, poof. It blinded both of us. Well, we was blinded by the light.
I was blinded for it. It looked sort of like that Star Trek movie or Star Wars when that planet exploded.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
right.
it looked like for a second.
The Death Star.
Yeah, it just went boom.
And I remember the arc, it went. But you're alive.
Lightsabers.
You can't kill two old mofos like me and you.
Yeah.
No telling how many have tried. We just don't know it yet.
Oh yeah. I might have been they've been trying to take me out for years and haven't accomplished it yet.
Well, yeah, come over sometime. We're gonna stay on live here probably, but come over whenever you want to. We'll get something going on. We'll plan up something, but now I think they see through us now. We're just about as phony as you get.
Oh yeah, they don't believe half the stuff we do now.
No. But tell them, Joe, the snakes are real.
Yeah, they are. They're real snakes.
How big was that one you got out behind the stove?
Oh, what was it? 6 foot, wasn't it?
It was
6.5.
Yep, it was a big old fat one too, boy.
And the one in the bathroom was like 4.5.
I mean,
Might have been possibly 5. I don't know. It
Oh.
wasn't as big as that one in the kitchen.
The kitchen was a big one, but the one under my desk here was 6 foot and longer because it was stretched the whole length. My desk is 6 foot, and it was longer than my desk, and it crawled out the door. His ass end was still under the desk, and his head was going out the door.
Yeah, as I was pulling it out, it was behind the stove. It just kept coming. It was like one of those swings. It just kept unraveling.
Yeah. Joe, let me finish
But
up.
anyway, I'll let you get back at it over there, and I'll talk to you later on.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
That was Joe. For those that don't know who Joe is my neighbor. He lives about 4 or 5 miles from here. And we've been running around for a long time. We used to go everywhere together. You can't. I bought a new Mustang, and me and him put over 100,000 miles in that damn Mustang. We'd take off and light off and head off to Georgia. We would jump in that Mustang and head to Tennessee. We'd run over to Mississippi. Him and I went to Florida, went down there, and we drank every bar there was down on the coast. It's called what do they call that? The Redneck Riviera. We used to go down there and hit all them bars down there. There's one called Tacky Jack. Everybody kept talking about Tacky Jacks, and you had to go down and get the Bushwhacker. The Bushwhacker is a drink that's got like 7 different alcohols in it. Rum, tequila, it's got everything in it. But it's also, I think it's got ice cream in it because it's a cold, like ice cream. And you have a couple of them Bushwhackers, you shouldn't be driving. I'll tell you that. And that's a real true story. A lot of our stuff is made up. At least that's how we like to perceive it, as being phony. Just got to get through life the best you can. I think I'll turn that one light off up here. Yep. Now, everything's going to turn yellow. mellow yellow. Well, I gotta hang my reef. Let me see, where'd my reef go? Oh, it's over there. Look right here. Look right here. Look right here. So I'll put my reef right there. That's the bag the reef came in. Let me move that down. The reef has got to be hung up. I'm gonna put the reef right in the stars. See, like this right here. Let me see if I can get this up here. I want this to go up here. Yeah. They just haven't hung it yet. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La, 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 la. Come on. Well, there's not a whole lot of talking, not a whole lot of chatting. Oh, make sure I didn't leave anybody out. No, ain't nobody wanting to join in. I think they're afraid to join in with me because the word to get out, they go, "Oh, you've been on the page of old Mac." Oh, uh, gotta change my attitude a little bit. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Uh-huh. Hey, I remember back in the old days when we used to ride the range over there on the Pedernales River. We get the old cow pony and we'd ride up the Pedernales River. Every once in a while, we'd run across old one-eyed Indian Joe. He'd be all liquored up on firewater. Yeah, them was the good old days. You could find yourself a cactus there and lean up against it, put your shoulder blades right against the big, thick part of the cactus and pull that hat down just a little bit, Take some of the best naps. Occasionally, we'd wake up and there'd be a big old diamondback rattler rolled up around my hat there. Nobody's not even watching. I get paid. YouTube pays me big money for doing this. You can't believe I'm making a fortune just sitting here entertaining you folks. The money just keeps coming in. YouTube is just sending that money out. Maybe the thing is dead. I never thought about that. Maybe it died. The meter says it's running. I've been on for 40 minutes. Yeah, there's a link over there if anybody wants to join in with us. I wish I had some Baileys. That would be good. Some Baileys in my cup of coffee. Oh, what was that old country western singer? The Devil Went Down to Georgia. He always wore a big old hat like that, big old cowboy hat. I'm just burning up time, so you folks got to go out and mow the lawn or go water the chickens or something like that, feel free to do so. I'm just burning up time. This is a lot better than doing anything else. Not worrying about life, not worrying about anything. I might just have a little piece of my peanut brittle here. Let me see. Let's see if I can find me a good chunk of peanut brittle. That ought to be enough for my diabetes right there. Ah, man, that's great. Ooh, that's hot and spicy. Wow. Let me see if I can find another. Let me see. Let me see if I can find another. Let's go up here. Ain't nobody watching, so I can do this. Yeah. All righty, we'll scan down through here. And damn gas monkey.
Archie Clunker. Yeah. Almost done.
Come on, woman, get on. All right, we can figure out how to get into the traffic. Well, we're at Hartselle, Alabama, Hartselle. And I told a little gas monkey this morning, I said, you want to go get you some seafood? And oh, she was all excited about going to get some seafood. So here we are. Had to stop and get gas. I don't know. Every time I plan up to go somewhere, I've usually only got about a gallon of gas left. We're about 60 miles from home at this point here. I was glad I made it to Hartselle. Oh man, gosh, we got such great memories of this place here. I think we have probably eaten at every place here, down through here. I know we've eaten at almost everywhere in Decatur. Anyhow, I told the gas monkey, get on, shut up, and hang on. You know what it's like when you got a woman on the back there. If you don't take charge there, you be stopping at all them flea markets, and you'll be. This is Friday, all the yard sales, and I need to get a new purse, and just the list goes on and on and on. But anyhow, oh, what an uneventful ride. I think when we left the house, it was probably 79, close to almost 80. And now it's 81 degrees here in Hartselle. 81, yeah, it shows 81 degrees. And I think it's going to get it might get a little cooler down on the river. We're going over on the Tennessee River. And there's a place, I have such fun memories of going there. It's a really good seafood place. Oh, this little old dog right here. I mean, that's what a well-behaved animal. It never barked once. It loved the Harley, and but I didn't gun the motor or nothing around it because, why make the little dog scared? It seemed like it's quite sociable. It just kept looking over there and loving it. Well, occasionally I have to point out things for my rider. She's been in these areas before, but been a long time ago. And you couldn't even have picked a better day. Blue sky. Well, you can see we got a little bit of a popcorn sky, and we've had deaths in Alabama. We've had, I think, Wednesday night. They were saying there was like 3 or 4 tornadoes on the ground just north of me. It tore up. I think it even hit the Huntsville Hospital, from what they were saying on the news. It tore up a lot of people's homes, and we're very fortunate. We were on the wind side of it as it scooted past us, going up there to Huntsville. It was within 6 miles of us as it slid by us, but it's like a hand grenade. Unless it hits you, you could dodge it. It dodged us. So I'm really saddened by those people that lost everything. But this is the price you pay when you live in God's country. We get 300 days a year of sunshine. We usually get 1 or 2 days when it freezes. And the rest of the time, it's just blue sky. So nice of weather. Sure, to break up the monotony of the pretty weather, our God, our Heavenly Father, has decided to give us some tornadoes down here just to keep the people. If you notice in a southern, I tell you, Ray Gregory over there, he rides a lot, and he can tell you every little old southern town's got 12 churches in it. And every one of them, every little town, all the way down to the tip of Florida, they've got a minimum of 12 churches. And the reason that is, there's so many tornadoes and hurricanes. What happens there, you could be drinking beer beating your woman, kick your dog, and lying and cheating and doing all that stuff, let that doggone tornado slide up on you there and tear your trailer house up or your little utility building something. Next thing you know, you're up there at the altar on your prayer bones asking for forgiveness. And when the tornado slides on over into another county, you run on up there to the county line, get you a 6-pack to get back home and say, oh, thank you, Lord, for sparing us. Whoo, pop me a top on another one. That's life in the South. They call it the Bible Belt because nobody would ever have an excuse. I never got a chance to go to church. I mean, there's a church on every corner. Anyhow, I've seen this place right here. This is what they call Flint, Alabama. I've seen water all the way up to the road right here. There's water right down there. I didn't turn my head to look at it, but there's water all along the side of the road here when there's really heavy flooding in this area. June of 1997, this was all underwater. Water run across the road right here. Water. This is in Flint, Alabama. And of course, you got all these tributaries that feeds into the Tennessee River, and so you're going to get some flooding up here. You talking about catfishing. When I used to take my vacation, I lived in Seattle, and every September I'd take my vacation. I come down right here. See, I was pointing out this road right here, where I'm pointing at right now. My brother's house was right down this road. He lived there for 50 years, right down this road right here. That goes down there to his street, just down off the hill there. And we used to come back here, and he had an old boat, and his little boy was a young boy. In fact, my sister-in-law, Joan, her brother was our bait boy. He turned out to be a very successful, prominent businessman. I won't mention his name, but he's very famous. But he used to make catfish balls for us. He'd mix up all them old stinky catfish balls and bait the trot line. In fact, when we'd go out sometimes, they'd have 20 or 30 Clorox jugs with about a 10-foot line on it with a ball of that catfish bait, and we'd just go up the slough there, right there in Flint, go up one of them sloughs and drop out the Clorox jugs, and later that afternoon we'd go back up there and they would be 20 or 30 big old channel cats, mud cats, just some fine eating, I'm gonna tell you. And they'd be on the jug. You see the old Clorox jug would be bouncing up and down. So anyhow, we've done that. One time we was up the slough, and one of them old southern storms come rolling in, even though it was September. Still in the middle of the hurricane season. Every time there's a hurricane, it always spins up some of those little old tornadoes in areas, winds off the side of the hurricane there. And we were out in the middle of the slough, and the lightning started popping and snapping. So what we did is we kind of took our oars and beat the snakes back out of the trees that was hanging down. And they were some big ones too. I'm talking about big old water moccasins. Some of them things had mouths big enough that you could put your fist in. And anyhow, we knocked them into the water, and they didn't want to leave either. I mean, they didn't want to get struck by lightning. We got under them trees, and I'm telling you, the lightning was striking the trees behind us there. And it was pretty intense. My brother had just got home from Vietnam. He was partly shell shocked at this point, so he didn't, the little lightning and thunder didn't bother him any. Oh man. Anyhow, we caught so much fish, and we dressed them all out, put them in the freezer, and we did that every September. We'd come down and spent some time with the family. And we usually ended up going to Disney World down there in Orlando. And yep, we had ourselves a good time. And the South is all about good times. I ain't kidding you. I mean, there's some uh, a negative side of living in the South would be like the heat, the stifling humidity. When I lived in Seattle for 40 years and I come sliding back to Alabama, I'd have to take 2 or 3 breaths to get enough air to live. But I adapted to it now. I can live underwater for a day and a half before I even have to take a breath. I mean, humidity down here, there's not enough of words to describe humidity. Now, the only thing that will help with the humidity, there's two things. Sweet tea, that really helps a lot, or a good cold beer. Now, if you happen to go to a buddy's house and I got a buddy who lives up in Trinity. He's got the world's coldest beer. I ain't gonna mention no names, but oh Lord, it's like going to an oasis there. When he hands you a beer, it will stick to your hand. It's cold, I'm telling you. And I ain't gonna tell you what kind of beer he drank, but when he had popped the top on that can, it'd go bush. Anyhow, okay. So that's one of the negative things is the stifling humidity. I think if you have any fear in your body, the fear of the lightning, you could be out there mowing your lawn and look out across your land over there and watch lightning strike a tree. You go, whoa, that's close. I mean, if you got a brain in your head, if you're out golfing or mowing your lawn, get yourself back to the house or seek shelter. Now, I mean, you can't not imagine how many crazy people die here from lightning strikes. Then that brings up item number 3, the copper-headed rattle moccasin. I mean, there's a snake that every one of them is even meaner than the other. I mean, they compete. Snakes compete to see which one can be the meanest. Like if you get down to Florida, they have the ultimate mean snake. I mean, he's not vicious. He don't attack or sneak attack and nothing like that. But when he bites you, you just die, curl up, die like that worm in that senator, or politician that was up in his brain eating his brain there. That's what happens. Oh man. Anyhow, yep. Snake bites, and then I'm going to just tell you this. This morning, I'm getting ready to go for our ride. And what crawls at the bottom of my tub? I'm standing there taking a shower. When I was rinsing the soap out of my eyes, I was doing my hair, there was a 3-inch long centipede. Now, I don't know if you folks up in the north, around up in that area, ever run across one of our centipedes, but they'll bite you and you stay bit all day long. In fact, you'll wind to the middle of next week, and you just don't want to. You don't want them to bite you when you're in the shower, because I don't think they have good eyesight. And they don't even care where they bite. They just bite. And of course, I'm where I'm sitting right here, right now. I would not be dumb enough to run my hand under my desk, because chances are there's 8 to 10 brown recluse spiders under there. I can't even say the word. They live under there. You can't hide from them. They're here. This is a southern thing. They bite you. You just are so sick. You have a sore that is so big, and it's a painful. So you go outside, you survive the snakes and the spiders, and then they have what they call the predator bug. He's about 2 inches long, prehistoric looking creature, hangs on the side of the tree. When he bites you, he has the potency of 10 hornets. and they say the pain lasts 10 days. So, oh yeah. That's some of the negative parts: the snakes, the spiders, the predator bugs, and then what? Let's say you want the peace and quiet. Every year we do have cicadas. Now they're talking about some kind of a big, epidemic of cicadas coming this year. Uh, 17-year cicadas coming out with the other cicadas. And they're going to be a trillion cicadas. And one cicada can be heard a half mile away. And if you get 4,000 or 5,000 of them singing at one time, if you're sitting on your back porch trying to enjoy, let's say, a Long Island iced tea or just a glass of iced tea, you have to talk real. Or comes my train into the station. You have to talk really loud to get over the cicadas, and they go on and on and on. Now, some of the beautiful things about the South at night, life begins as soon as it gets dark here. You've got every animal out there that makes noise. The gators makes noise. The cats, the big cats, make noise. We're talking about like the bobcats and various other cats that live in the bluffs and stuff. Yeah, there's a whole entire ecosystem that takes place at night, and it's loud. And you have down here, starting in about March every year, March till June, we have a thing called the Chuck Will Widow, and he sings to you all night long. He's got a 4 musical note whistle, and it says Chuck Will's Widow. But it's beautiful though. You hear him, and on a really bad night, they'll seek shelter, but they live in the pine trees. They're a fairly large bird, and they got big red eyes because they're night hunters, and to me they're just beautiful. But anyhow, I think I'll say anyhow a whole lot of time. I'm like Ray Gregory over there. I have to start correcting myself more often. I quote Ray Gregory because he's sort of my idol. That old boy, he rides. I watched him this morning taking a ride down to Panama City. Now, we live here in Alabama, and it's just a little ride down to Panama City for us. Now, what we're going to do in June, we're going to ride over to Helen, Georgia, and all up through the Smoky Mountains. We're going to go up to Cherokee, go up through the South Carolina, up through there, and probably come back out of Knoxville down to Chattanooga and back on the 72 highway back into Huntsville. That's what our plans are, and what a ride that's going to be. It's going to be great. I used to make long, spectacular rides when I was young. A friend of mine, he said, let's ride to Midland, Texas. And I go, what's in Midland, Texas? He said, man, you ain't eating. Well, back in them days, you was always looking for a woman, They had the best women in Texas. They had that Pearl beer and Long Star beer and pretty women. And we were on a 500cc matchless single cylinder. And we got over there to Longview, Texas. And that's only about, I think Longview's 500 miles from here or something like that. And we saw this wall of black up there. We know the storm is going to be really, really heavy. We couldn't find an overpass, so we just got over in the bar ditch and laid the bikes over and got under, and the hell, the size of golf balls was hitting everywhere. I'm telling you, every part of your body that was exposed got hit. It was an exciting moment. We used to have to stop every so often and let that old 500cc matchless cool off. We worked it hard. We run that thing hard. We ran it into the dirt. Hey, we're going to turn right here. This is where I promised my my little gas monkey back on the back. She's hanging on for dear life. Her eyes all bulged out of her head. I got her on a leash, and this is where I promised her this is one of the best restaurants. It's seafood. It's popular. You got all these boaters that come in here. These folks, they got some money now. They ain't like poor folks like us. Them people's got some money, and you can see, all these boats. You take a 300, 400 horsepower Mercury engine. You're talking about $20,000 for an engine. They're real expensive. You get up around the 600 horsepower and an outboard, and you're talking about big money. Well, these people are here. They don't hesitate to spend that kind of money. What they want to do is go 176 miles per hour on water to get to the next bass hole. Yeah, you got to go to the bass hole, and the only way to get there is fast. And you buckle your seat belts on and turn the wick up on that thing. Hit that loud pedal and get on up the lake. This ain't no lake. This is the Tennessee River. And let me tell you now, don't be disappointed. You find folks that live in the Northwest and out there, all them beautiful places there where you got the blue water and all that stuff. Our water is muddy. It's brown. You got to keep in mind, in the last 3 or 4 days, we've had 5 or 6 inches of rain. People lost their lives. Tornadoes damaged a lot of things, but it dropped a lot of water. And it's, the wind is blowing gusts of 30 right now. Small craft warning, all that kind of stuff. So when coming up on the freeway there, it was rocking and roll time. You were running along about 80 miles per hour in one lane. Next thing you know, you're in another lane. But anyhow, so here we're approaching this. I see one thing. There ain't nobody here. Oh, that just makes me real nervous when I pull up in the parking lot and I don't see nobody here. I showed her the menu this morning. I know there's still a business. It's looking. Oh, I see a sign in the door. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my! I'm gonna send the little gas monkey over. She'll go over and check it out. Maybe I can't imagine this. This is a Friday. Anyhow, while she's checking it out, I'm gonna walk down here, and the wind's blowing. You see the little waves up off the Tennessee River, but you think that slows them fishing people down? Oh no, they that to them, that's just some fine fishing. Yeah, oh my gosh, I last time I was here, I sat out there. There's in front of the cafe. There's a nice, like a veranda out there overlooking the river. Oh, I drank just one too many Long Island iced tea. Thank God I had somebody driving. I didn't have to drive home. I don't think you can overdo it on Long Island iced tea, but I don't think that's good to drink that much of it. But that was then, and this is now. So you did a lot of things when you was young that, it catches up with you as you get older. Here come some boys in here. I don't know if they're going to pull in or not, but looks like. Well, Angelique is. She's already yelling at me that she didn't want to go any further because see, there's no railing out there, and I'm an old man. I'm an old guy, and I wanted to go all the way to the end. She said, "I'm getting out of here," and she's getting on out of here. But they got some fishing. I just asked that guy, and he said he's telling me about his fishing there, and fishing is what he said it was good. So I think they're getting ready. Yeah, they're gonna take their boat out. They can back down in there and get their boat out of there. And oh yeah, you see there. That's a black cloud over there. A lot of people getting off the water because some of them those clouds start bunching up together, and then all of a sudden some evil lightning forms in them, and what it does. Storms are really funny. Storms looks for trailer houses to blow over, and the lightning looks for boaters, them and them crazy golfers. If you're in a golf cart, you're fair game. That's what they call ground zero for a lightning golf cart. I mean, every golfer out there gets so mad because God has sent a storm upon them. The first thing to do is they raise their golf club up in the air and start screaming, "God, why did you do this?" Then the lightning strikes them. They fry like a like burnt toast. Here come a guy. I'm going to ask him if he'd done any good and everything. He's moving along pretty good. Hey, what's up, brother? Yep, he said they caught some fish. So everybody's happy today. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like it, share it, pass it around. It's for free. It don't cost anybody nothing. I don't monetize nothing. I pay for everything. And if the law would allow it, I give everybody $10 just to watch my videos. I'm just that kind of guy. Oh, sure, I'd stoop low enough. I'd hire you to sit down and watch one of my videos. I even give you some popcorn, maybe and fry up a young possum in the skillet there and make some gravy or something. Anyhow, God bless you. I'm going to try to hobble my old butt back over there and find out how come my favorite restaurant is closed. It's I got a bad feeling. I don't think I've been up here since the COVID, so I know it wasn't a COVID closure. This place is so popular, you have to have reservations to get in, but we're not smart enough to call them this morning. Well, all we did is looked at the menu and decided to come. 140-mile ride. Yeah, round trip. That's 140 miles up here, round trip, just to get a shrimp basket. Or I was going to have the blackened fish. I like that blackened fish. Well, let me say for indulging me in this little video here.
Well, I hope that was good for you. It was certainly good for me. Dragon Queen, good morning. From here, I'm on my way back home. Oh, okay. Retired rider, hello. I'm sorry. Motorbomb and I, he showed me how I can go get videos from YouTube and share them. So I was practicing that, and I've got it down pat now. I've done 2 or 3 of them already this morning. So practice makes perfect. And now I can go to your page and find a video. If you got a video listed, and I can display your video because you got it out for the public, and or anything. It makes it. If you want to share something on StreamYard, you can do this now. But it took a little practice on my part after I was shown how to do it correctly last night. Now it's easy. I don't know, maybe nobody's even in here now, but we've been on here an hour and 15 minutes, and this has just been a practice session. I believe I call this midweek chat. And I've been doing all the talking. With all this talking, you got to stay hydrated. I just had a piece of the peanut butter brittle. And you need to make sure you flush your teeth real good with that water to break down that sugar. So I know Motorbomb, he's out working today. He's doing his artistic duty. Oh, retired rider, if you are still in here, I resolved my issue yesterday. And at least we got a good understanding on how that worked. I had to do quite a bit of soul searching to find a solution for me, and it worked. I'm sorry, Dragon Queen, if I missed you. I was just playing the video. I got a video. I think I will. I'll go over there and I'll show you what it's like at 9,900 feet. 9,900 feet. Let me go over here. This is a ride I took 10 years or more, 10 years ago, from 9,900 feet. We were at St. Anthony's, and we saw this mountain peak at St. Anthony's, Idaho. And everybody said, let's go to that mountain peak. And we rode over 50 miles to that mountain peak. And we got all the way to the top of the mountain peak, and it was beautiful. From there, you can see Montana, you can see Idaho, you can see so much. You can see portions of all that area. And you can see St. Anthony's as 35 miles of sand dunes. So let me go over here and I will bring that video up. Y'all bear with me. It's not as exciting as the good stuff is. I don't no longer have the good stuff. The good stuff was uploaded to Facebook, and I lost all that stuff when they booted me off Facebook a few years ago. Well, I removed myself from Facebook because every 6 months they would shut me down for putting a movie on there that had YouTube music on it, and they did not allow YouTube music. And even though YouTube did allow me to play the music, it was in their music library, Facebook didn't allow. Facebook said Sony owned all of the YouTube music, and they didn't have permission to do Sony music. So who can say? We're going down through here. We will find you where we came down off the top. Yeah, I won't be able to. I don't think you get to see the 9,000 foot site. I believe I start out at 9,900 feet. Yeah, at the tower where we start off is 9,900 feet. But we had some good videos up there looking over the edge where you can see all the different states and stuff like that. Just fun stuff. We're almost there. This may be boring to you guys, but for some, it might be exciting for others. You guys live really exciting lives, probably. Ooh, there's a good one there. Right there's a good old. Here's 10 years ago, 2014 Coos Bay at night. That was a really good one right there. I took a side by side and we rode across the dunes and went down on the Pacific Ocean. I rode on the beach on the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, let me see. Where is? I ain't seeing it yet. Oh well. Oh, here's one. It's only a short little video. Got to get it all over here. Move it over to here. Sit back and go back. 9,980. We got Washington up at the back. That's 5 miles over. I'm driving a 225 horsepower tractor. We drove this toughest 100 miles to a barn field at one time. We took a cheap out of the country. I ended up buying that on the but I got too cold. I got down to 22 degrees. I was sleeping. They put me in the seat. Put the old man in the seat. That's Montana over there. Keep driving. Man, keep driving. Anybody like to see me shoot a machine gun? 50 cal. On the back of a 97,000 ton, not 97,000 pounds, 97,000 ton boat. The boat weighed 97,000 ton. The boat had a name, CVN 68. Well, some people just let their camera run, static display, just let it run. But why not show you some of the old stuff? We're going to have barbecued ribs today. That'll be so good. And butter beans tomorrow. I've got a big pot of butter beans. We're going to soak them tonight and cook a pot of butter beans tomorrow. Butter beans and ham hocks, cornbread, maybe some sliced big old vine ripe red tomatoes. They didn't get vine ripened here at my place. It was probably vine ripened in Central America, Venezuela, who knows where they come from. And the temperature here, I thought I said it wasn't going to be as warm today. Yesterday it's 71 degrees. Rascal Hobbies. Howdy, everybody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's 45 degrees, so I won't be going out there and taking the bike off the trailer. It was just an idea. If it ain't 60 degrees, I'm not even going to waste my time. Sure, you can ride at 60 degrees, no problem. But however, you got to bundle up. If I was 40, minus 20. Oh, yeah, you're up in Bismarck, North Dakota. Minus 20. Oh, well, when we was over at Flagstaff, it was down to 16 degrees. That was a week ago. No, week ago tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a week ago. We was in Flagstaff. Or maybe it's Friday. On Friday, a week ago Friday, we was in Flagstaff, Arizona. It was 16 degrees. That Arctic cold blast that come down through there, it pushed all the way down into the cowboy country. Well, it won't be long. We'll be making a roll around here. It is, oh my God, it's beautiful out there. But however, let me see what the sky looks like. It's deep blue sky. Oh, there's my cat. Hang on, folks. Don't go away. I gotta feed my cat. Here we go, little buddy. Here we go. Here. Here we go. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey. There you go, little buddy. Watch your little hips. Ooh, he loved that cat food. All right. Let me see. Is anybody still? Yeah, there's somebody still here. I'm gonna pick the camera up and try. Oh, you ain't gonna be able to see outside. You can see the blue sky. You can see some light through the door. It is nice and sunny out there, but the door is fogged over because it's warm in here. I got the heater on, and it's cold out there, cold and sunny. I'll just leave the door open. As you can see, we went shopping yesterday, and we picked up a reef. I'm gonna mount it up over the stars, right up in there, right up in here, right here, about right there. And I picked up one for the front door and one for the back door to get into the holiday season. It was fun yesterday out shopping. Everybody was so spirited about their Christmas shopping. Everybody was being polite to one another, you know, kind of getting themselves adjusted for the seasons, the reason for the season. How are you doing today, buddy? Is your health holding up for you? Oh my gosh, I'm ready. Am I ready for Santa Claus? Hey, hell yes. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we all be ready. See, after you lived out on the West Coast for a month, eating all that soy-free food and having gluten-free food and eating broccoli sprouts and everything. Oh, Santa Claus has great big belly. He's still got a belly.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ho, 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 ho.
Or more like,
Whoa,
or
whoa.
more like, hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, I hung up my
I'm the ghetto Claus.
ghetto cloth.
Yeah, she called me the other day. I was wearing my BDUs, and she called me Camo Claus.
All right, you take a little booger,
I got the booger.
and I'm gonna go do up some dishes.
Okay, babe.
Oh, before I forget.
Oh, I know. I know that feeling when we had a house full of kids, and my daughter the other day explained it pretty good. She laid it out what it was like to be in our household back 40, 50 years ago, when we had all the kids and all the gifts and all the stuff. Being a Southerner, we've always, you know, liked the atmosphere of Christmas with the religious connotation of the beginning new, the start, the beginning. Well, the little guy, he slept with me. He sleeps with me every night. But the little guy last night started off down at my feet, and before morning, his little feet got cold. Now, see, I took his blanket and everything out. He's got a little fur covered. See, it's covered in fur to keep his little body warm. And he's a little old man like me. He'd be like in his 80s, but he's only 14 years old, but somewhere in his 80s. And he got cold before morning. It got pretty chilly here during the night. But he didn't stay under the covers very long. He hopped out from under them covers and went back down by my feet. Because what happened about 6 o'clock, I got up and turned the heat on, and he could feel that heat, and so it was too warm under the covers. Well, I hope your health holds up good so you can enjoy the Christmas with the children. It was always a good time. We used to, when we lived in Washington, we made it a quest every year. I had a really big four-wheel drive. I had real big tires on the thing, and we could go almost anywhere. And we'd go way up in the Cascade Mountains. We had a spot we liked to go. It was called the Green River Watershed. Back to the Yamaha. Well, that'll make you feel better too. That'll help you with therapy. We'd go up in the Green River Watershed, and the kids would all look and look and look, and some would see this one, they'd love that one, and some would see that one, they'd love that one over there better, and we'd usually, after a while, we'd all agree upon the size that they wanted for the house. We'd cut the tree down and haul it back to home, set her all up. And that was a tradition we did every year. Sometimes we'd go up there where the snow was at. Snow would be falling. Everybody loved it when it was snowing up there. Well, the bamboo is nice and green. It stays green year round. It sheds the old leaves in the fall of the year, and then brand new leaves comes on. Everything is nice and green and crisp out there. We got about an acre of bamboo, some as high as 70 foot tall, as much as 6 inches in diameter. This particular bamboo has a 40-year life cycle. In other words, once we planted it, from the very beginning planting, when we first put the first 18-inch piece of bamboo into the ground, it takes it 40 years for it to mature. It grows bigger every year for 40 years. And it'll top out at about 70 foot, but the diameter every year comes up bigger and bigger every year. And it'll peak out at 8 inches in diameter. This is Indonesian bamboo. And it'll be 8 inches in diameter when it's grown. Right now we're about 6. This year's crop will be a little bit bigger than last year's in diameter. Now, once they come up, they don't ever change size. Once they come up and grow, just in a week, they'll grow from ground level up to 70 feet. They move really fast. And they come up like a big shoot, like a spike coming up out of the ground. They'll stand up 3 foot high out of the ground, just a spike. That's 3, 4, 5, 6 inches in diameter spike sticking up out of the ground. And that'll stay that spike till it goes up about 15 to 18 feet, and then it starts to unfurl up at the top. It begins to unfurl, and the bamboo continues to grow up, but the leafy part is way at the top. You have about 40 foot of vertical shaft with no leaves on it. This ain't fishing pole cane. This is of the same family, but it's bamboo. I love my bamboo. Well, buddy, you're feeling comfortable, aren't you? Uh-oh. Ooh, baby get sleepy. We had a pretty good crowd in here last night. We had my niece in. They're out in the big sailing craft. And we had OC over there in Thailand, and we had Motorbomb. We had quite a few people. I saw one time there was like 9 people in there. But a lot of people come and go, and you never see them. They don't, they observe from the side. Oh. Well, buddy, you want to lay over? You want to get on the couch and take your little nap? You look like you need a little nap. You ready for a little nap? Here, I'll put you over. Let's get you a little nap. Here we go, little buddy. Yeah, that's what I need. He'll get himself a little nap. See him back here. He go. Ah, there you go. Let me tilt it down a little bit. And you'll see my little buddy. Little buddy. Yeah, look at you. I love that little guy. His name is Colton, and now he's digging him out a hole. He wants to get the right place, man. I got my old Harley jacket laying there on the couch, and he's digging a hole in that Harley jacket. Look at him, just going to town. He said, "Man, I got to scrape this stuff up into a bundle." What you doing, little buddy? There you go. He said, I'm contented now. I hope your shoulder surgery works out well for you, buddy. I understand the gravity of it, especially as young as you are, and have some kind of something that holds you back from doing what you want to do. Even at my age, I don't even like to be held back from doing what I want to do. I intend today. I intend to just stay laid back today. We have been going constantly, and I want to be a day of relaxation today. I don't need to have constantly being on the road. But that's me, always on the road. Got to go to the Harley shop. I may wait till after Christmas. I may go after first of the year. I don't know. But I need to go and do my service. Last year we serviced it in January, and then we went back over in September. Well, we need to service it again because we put a lot of miles on, 6,000 miles, and this year, over 6,000 this year on the bike. We put over 6,000 on this trip on the truck. Yeah, a trike they're a comfortable thing to ride on. You know, you got air suspension. You got a lot of rubber on the ground. You know, it's got big tires, and so it absorbs a lot of the impact. And you have a lot of traction control. You know, where you don't. Everybody talks about how difficult it is to ride, but in reality, um, they're not hard at all. They're not. I don't know. You know what you're talking about when it comes about being difficult to ride. You have to ride them differently than a two-wheel bike, and a trike ain't for everybody. And anybody thinks that, oh, them trikes they're so slow. What do you need to have a machine that can do 140 miles per hour for? Trike is for cruising. We made a trip, pretty long trip. We set the cruise control at about 75, and we went up the hills and everything, and it never cruise control never come off. It never challenges the engine. There's plenty of horsepower. You're never lugging up a hill like, I don't know if this thing gonna make it up the hill or not. No, hell, they got power. I imagine back in the day in the 1940s and the 50s when they had the old service cars, you know, the Harley 45 cubic inch Harley, it was probably suffering. The old flatheads, they probably didn't have the torque that the new ones got. Yeah. Why? Yeah, you get that stuff out of your mind about speeding and think of the cruising. At the end of the day, if me and a guy on a two-wheel machine, even though he's got the gel fill seat and all that kind of stuff, a trike is going to be more comfortable on a long cruising trip. I would think. I've done both. I've cruised on. I took an old single cylinder English motorcycle from Alabama to I think Midland, Texas, or somewhere over there. It's on the other side of Texas, and that's 800 miles across Texas. We had to rest quite a bit. That single cylinder beat you to death. 500cc matchless English bike. They had good horsepower, but they didn't have the suspension they got today. All your cruising bikes that got good suspension. And a lot of people like it rough too. They like the ruggedness of it. Hey, Robin. How you be, Robin? They make they know the kind of pleasure you can get on a trike for an older person. Let's say you got a back or a leg injury, or you got some kind of a handicap. A trike is a way to stay on the road, and they know that you're going to pay that price and stay on the road, and they charge so much money for a trike. You're getting a whole lot more motorcycle too with a trike, but they know they can get it from you because once you've been on the road, you're going to do anything to stay on the road. Oh, the wind is blowing a pretty good clip. I've got a feeling once this wind blows this push of cold air that's come in from the north out of here, we're probably going to have pretty weather. let me go get let me go right up here. I'm going to go get a video. Here's we'll be here back here in a minute. I got to find I want to show Robin, if you stick around, Robin, me firing a machine gun off the back of a 97,000 ton ship called the USS Nimitz, CVN 68. They had to put the helmet on me and all that stuff, so I had to make sure I didn't blow myself up. We're getting closer. I've only got 625 videos here I have to go through to get to that one. That's a good one right there. Ah. Mm-hmm. Golly, a lot of videos. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if this is it or not. Yeah, that wasn't it. Y'all bear with me. That was it, but I put it in the wrong mode. Now I have to go back through the 600 videos again to get back to it. Oh, I could have said back, maybe. Yeah, history. Even though I've been on YouTube for many years, it's still a learning process. Don't go away. I'll get that video yet. There's just so many of them. So many videos. We're getting there. Yeah, I've only got 100 more to go. Getting closer. This time I make sure I don't make a mistake.
This right here is one of the squadron offices.
Ah, we're back in the office. You have to lock this, right? You don't have to lock it? You have to pull the lever?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Dang, there's nobody here.
Can I go over and look at your station? Film your station? Can I go over and film where you work?
Oh, yeah.
This is Tim's command center. Let me see, can I see? Whoa. Here's his workstation. Voila. Lovely shut lights.
When it comes to California and Mexico and all,
Oh, yeah.
Mexico it's starting to go under. No, maybe not. Maybe just waves.
Look, a submarine.
Yeah, he's going under.
Is he our escort?
He'll go with us. I don't know if he's going back to Bremen or not. No, maybe he's not going under. Maybe it's just waves.
Well, he's way over there. I'll show you how far off he is.
Good everybody. Do that last one. Must be getting ready to start up this helo. Getting ready to shoot it off.
Well cleared at number 3, Cardinal, stay clear. The flight bag was load up. Elevator 4 with the excess yellow gear.
Have they fired it yet?
There goes. Other. See it? There it comes right here.
There's our escort.
Still out there, huh?
Watch it travel a little bit fast. We're bringing it up to here in South Washington.
There we go. It's not gone. Man, first time faster. First time
What's up there? Y'all ready to go up there? All right, let's everybody look up and give him a big smile. Keep patient, we're gonna shoot quite a few shots there. All right, everybody, a big wave. We're gonna need to hold this for a minute. So a nice slow wave. All right, hold on. He's going to change one lens real quick, and we'll get a couple more, and that'll be it. All right, last shot here. Big wave and a big smile. All right, y'all done it there? Outstanding. Thank you very much.
Hey, you sick? Just playing some old videos there. Sick of just passing the time away. Hope you're doing good today. I did see your toe yesterday, or your foot yesterday. You were showing somebody looking. It was looking good. Has something to be proud of. At least that is improving, and you'll be able to get around and do the things you got to do without suffering so much. It is still in the 40s here and not warmed up really a lot yet. Let me see what the temperature is now. It is 46 degrees, so it's starting to get warm. It may peak out at 50 by this afternoon. Said temperature is going to be lower than yesterday. Yesterday was 71. But it's blue sky out there and looking really pretty. All right. They want me to renew my drone license. This is the year my license expires, so I don't think I'm going to be doing that. Because why pay the government the fee if I'm not flying, right? I don't even own a drone now. I gave the last 2 away. One that I gave, the last one I gave away, I paid $2,400, and then I bought $1,000 worth of accessories for it. You know, the 4 battery charger, all the different accessories for the drone. And when I decided I wanted to end the drone phase of my life, I went on to the drone forum that I was a member of, and I said, anybody wishing to have this drone and this total package, I will give it to you. And almost a day went by. Nobody even responded. You know, we're talking about a lot of money. And finally, a guy contacted me from Texas. And he said, would you bring it to me? I go, I'm giving you this and you want me to bring it to you all the way to Texas? He said, oh no, we've relocated to Birmingham. I said, you're kidding. Because I've been following his stuff on the forum. I didn't know, but he had married an Alabama woman and she wanted to live back here. So he got rid of everything back there in Texas and moved to Alabama. I said, hell yeah, I'll bring it to you. So I met him in Gardendale, Alabama at Walmart. And he said, are you really doing this? I said, well, you see I'm here, don't you? And you can see the drone. It's one of them big 6 motor. It has 6 motors on it. It's called a Typhoon H Plus. You can look it up, Typhoon H Plus. They're about $4,000 or $5,000 now. And so I had to unload all the accessories over there. And he said, you sure I can't give you something for this? I said, then I wouldn't be giving it away, would I? You don't run across that often, but hey, some days things like that happens. And it happened for him. Never heard of him again after that. I told him, I said, here's what I told him when I gave him the drone. I said, I never want to hear about this ever. You know, I don't want you to write me a letter like, well, you know, it ain't flying as good as I thought it was going to fly, or, you know, some whining bullshit. You know, I said, you do with it whatever you want to do with it. Don't tell me about it. I don't care. So that's how we ended the chapter of drones. And now I got a notification from the FAA wanting me to renew my license. I don't have my wallet on me. I'd show you my FAA license. I do have the FAA license. You know, it's a real genuine, issued by the Federal Aviation Administration to fly a drone. You don't have to have it for the little drones, but for the heavyweight drones like I had that can lift a big load, you have to be certified, and you have to take a test, and you have to do this and do a lot of things to be able to fly it. See, I was allowed to fly over people. I was able to fly in a crowd like at a NASCAR. I could fly in a crowd because I was certified to do so. But I couldn't fly in a federal park, except I wanted to fly at Flag Mountain State Park in Alabama. And I corresponded with the state of Alabama. And from out of the blue, I filled their questionnaire in, and they sent me an approval to fly at the park in Flag Mountain down by Montgomery near the Capitol. And I went down and made a video of that flight. I enjoyed my 6 years of flying, but I'm not going to renew the license. That was a chapter closed. Man, I tell you this, it's just way too pretty outside to be as cold as it is. Say, would you like to come on? Let me post a link here if I can do this. So let me see if I can still do this. Control V. StreamYard. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah. Sick, if you want to come on, buddy, there is the link. Never thought about doing it for you. Everybody's probably working today. And I'm just burning up some time. I'll go ahead and say good morning to you guys. It's 5 minutes to 12. Let's see, it's 4 minutes to 12 Central Standard Time. And this was a test. I wanted to see if yesterday Motobomb showed me, he gave me some helpful hints. Oh, there's Motobomb right there. I've been practicing with the going over and getting video. I can do them in a heartbeat now. any video I want, I just go get it and bring it right back over. And you may have seen them or you may have heard them, but yeah, a little practice makes perfect. I'm hoping you're having a good day, Moto. We had the Dragon Queen in here earlier. We've had a few people stop by. Kind of a dull morning. I had a good breakfast. We're going to have barbecue for lunch. It's going to be a lunch. It's going to be afternoon. It's probably going to be around 1 o'clock. So it'd be like a early supper. Try to make that a combination lunch dinner. Yeah, I went and showed them St. Anthony, Idaho. I just did a video, me coming down from 9,990 feet. We rode from the top of the mountain 100 miles over to Montana in a side-by-side. It was 100 miles over there on logging roads. But we went from Idaho to Montana by side-by-side. And we got over just at dark. The restaurant was closed, but they opened it up for us and cooked us supper and served us German chocolate cake, and we stayed there until midnight. Drinking and talking with the owners. The owner, man and wife, bought it. He's a retired military. And while he was in the military, he wanted to own a resort. And they'd saved all their money up. And they had a business up in New York. And they bought this resort in Montana. And they had only been open shortly. And they were really happy to see it. There was quite a few, there was a bunch of us in side-by-sides and Jeeps and stuff like that. And they just poured their hearts out to us, fed us good. And listen to this. This is going to be the kicker right here. Other than the alcohol, they charged us nothing for the food. And I'm talking about she had to cook supper for us. The wife was the cook. She was a chef in New York. And he was a military guy. Golly, it was nice. Yeah, I can get a video anytime now that I want to. And I even found some shortcuts. If you're still here, Moto, let me just give you a quick how fast it can be. Hang on, this ain't going to be painful. Down there at the Swan Bridge, we could go do that and then come back and do lunch.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Or are you really hungry? You're not hungry right now.
I'll stop at about 7.
Are they going to come with us? Are they coming with us? I don't think so. See how easy that was. There's me and Ray. Our little ride to see the bridges, the covered bridges of Alabama. We could run and do the Swan first. First of all, I got to get out of my coat.
Yeah, I tell you what. Before the sun come up, I got cold. I stopped at the Welcome Center, put on my heated coat. Of course, I did plug it up. I was cold. I usually don't get cold.
It was 67 degrees this morning when I got up,
And time we left the house, it got up to 69. I said, well, it's still going to be cool on your arms. So I put my jacket on, and I realized it didn't take long. It got warm.
Hang on. It is so easy to do now. Now this is off YouTube. It's not off my hard drive like we did, but I made a shortcut. I kind of improved up on the method that we started, and so it just share. No, I don't have to. It's just a lot easier. So that's the way things are. You learn something, and you start trying to figure out ways to improve upon the ways to make it more efficient. That, you know, that's like opening up another door, because what you ought to do sometimes, Moto, and one of your premieres, or you might go through some of these. A lot of people would maybe like to. When he comes down to Alabama, when 2-4 gets down here to Alabama, we got a lot of things to show him. And I don't know if he makes it to Alabama, but wherever we end up having our get together, Moto, you could do because a lot of guys make they go, well, what was your oldest video, Dave? And Dave go, well, this way he could go over and get his oldest video and bring it up to us, show us. Anybody could do that. And you could do a little. One of these things. You're always helping people, but this way, a lot of people would not know how to do it when they're on StreamYard, to be able to go. Because remember, I couldn't get from StreamYard over. I didn't know about some of the other things you showed me, and as you showed them, the picture become brighter. You explained it so well, Moto, that even an old guy going on 85 was able to comprehend it. And so these young smart people, they go, hell, I know I can improve upon that. But I used to be amazed at people. I used to go up there. See, I worked in engineering up in what they call, the 3D world it was called. But these guys had a lot of tricks up their sleeves, but old Mac did too. And so they was tickled death to learn some of the things that old Mac knew about. And like you have so much knowledge about so many things. And even though we haven't been too far apart as far as when you got yours versus mine, you just made an effort to learn various things. But your trials and tribulations and your efforts you put forward, you was able to take an old man and teach him how to do it. And now here we are, we're ready to show somebody else how to do it. But you got a lot of patience. And I was born short of patience. Yeah, when I got up in the 3D world, they said, no, look here, you don't have to do that. They said, no, you can do it this way. You just hit this shortcut. Here's a shortcut. Look, hold Control Alt and hit this shortcut. Hit this shortcut. And they began to teach me the shortcuts. It's like doing shorthand when you're in a Windows-based platform. Back in the early years, I think we were a Unix, or they hadn't discovered Windows yet. And our machine language is we had 30 different machine languages. And then Windows came by, they said, hey, we can set you guys up with a language that's going to be able to run all your machinery, and we're going to be able to do it more efficient and easier to learn. Because see, they had just stolen, Microsoft had just stolen IBM's DOS. They had just stolen it. It was one of those situations, corporate thievery, I guess it's called. But once they formed a little company called Windows, then they joined our team, and they began to teach us a lot of stuff. And we also taught Windows here. Well, every Friday we met in the theater, and we would put all the stuff that we had learned. We learned a long time ago we did not have enough of mathematics and a computer to do the work. We needed what's called polar coordinates, where you can askew. Like you got three angles here. Here's an angle, that's an axis, here's an axis, and here's an axis. Well, what if I wanted to vector over to this point, this curved vector? What if I wanted a curved vector? When you're running a single processor like the 8088 or 8086 processor, there wasn't enough of mathematics, so they was able to come up with what's called a coprocessor that sat in here. When they got the 8086, they had a coprocessor that would allow you this mathematics of fuzzy logic, where you could askew, where you could take this and do it this way, rotate the axis on itself. And maybe not even make any sense because I don't know how to explain stuff. I ain't smart enough. But so they learned from us, and they went in and they developed a coprocessor for the 8086, and then they came out with what's called the Millennium. Was it Millennium? They came out with a new, and it had all the nice stuff on it. So when we started out, we were running three computers, three 8088s, the CPU, three 8088s for each axis, separate CPU for each axis. And we used a compiler. Then Microsoft was able to give us a coprocessor, and it did the function of compiling for us. And we presented that to Windows and let them know that we needed to have this method to do math iterations between this axis and this axis versus this axis to this axis. We had to be able to correct the iterations, the variations of that angle, the askewed angle. Because if I got it at 90 degrees, all the axes are 90 degrees to each other. What if I askew those? Or they no longer at 90 degrees to each other. So all your mathematics would have to be able to be calculated between this askewed angles. And that's what they did for us, and we appreciate it. And it made the company move forward into the 21st century. And I'm still alive to tell the story. I was here before Microsoft. I was here before the transistor. I was here before World War II, the Korean War, before the Vietnam War, before Grenada. Lot to be said for age. The secret is having age is maintaining a train of thought that would allow you to explain what it was like being there before it occurred. When I got here, man had not stood up erect at that point. They were still slightly stooped over, and they drugged their knuckles. We did a lot of we were knuckle draggers. And look at us today. We got short hair. Our knuckles are all healed up. I still have these orangutan arms. Look at the dang arm. I got an arm that's 1.5 yards long, you know. I can shoot some basketball, man. I can put that ball up there. And I even had a drink today. And I ain't gonna have one today. I don't think I have any alcohol in the house. I don't know. I don't think I do. I don't need alcohol to enjoy life. It's fun, but it ain't hardly worth it. And in a lot of ways, it's not worth it because there's usually repercussions of your actions when you're not in control of your faculties, and that's when you're intoxicated. And this trip to Washington, I did get sort of intoxicated. But I'm back. Well, when you got a lot of children in your home, all my kids had different personalities. They were from different mothers, and you couldn't treat one child the same as you treated the other child because they didn't respond as well or they didn't respond the same. So you had to learn to have patience. My family never had patience. They didn't know about patience. You either did it this way, and that was it. My rewards was, as you saw, Motorbaum, I think you saw the video when my daughter and Irish was there. My son and his family, little Henry was there. He was right here beside my shoulder, and that's the reward you get. And I'm watching my son with his boy Henry learning patience, and he's also ill-tempered and short-tempered and all that stuff, but he's had to modify his temperament to raise his son correctly. That comes with child raising. It was fun. I did 4 or 5 videos today. Moto, I took a trip to Decatur, Alabama. We went on the aircraft Nimitz, 97,000 tons. I ain't talking about 9,700 pounds. 97,000 tons. 1,053 feet long, I believe it was. 258 feet wide, the deck. 120 feet high. 12 stories. 12 stories. And we were 7 stories below deck. 7. I was down, and my berthing was right above the dry shaft. There's nuclear power plants down there, and my berthing was up towards the front of the ship, right below the chains where all the anchors, it's called, they got a name for the chains. And below us was the drive shafts that runs the big 28-foot propellers in the back. And the steam from the nuclear power plant was surging above your head. I was in the middle bunk, and you could hear it. Woof, 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 woof. 7 stories underwater, 70 feet under, down in the bowels of the ship. That's the crow's nest. You go right, see an 09 deck, above the deck here. You go up. Oh, signal starting. Oh, we got a power issue. We got a power issue. More power, Scotty. Put a dilithium capsule in the atomic power. Oh, we got 4 people in here. Golly, it's pretty out there. And that's my little bullfrog phone here talking to me. my buddy Joe called this morning, and he wants to be on one of my live feeds. So one day he's going to come over here. I'm going to put old Joe on the live feed. I have to keep the bulldog chain on him because, well, y'all seen him when he did the drunken video out there in the front yard, which was faked. But we got so much guff over that video. You cannot believe how they chastised me to unbelievable levels because we were acting crazy. Oh, Ray's got his video out, All I Want for Christmas. Okay, it's let me, I guess, flip his live. I heard that little frog barking there a while ago, so I knew there was something going on. You know, we got the meteor shower coming up. Moto, I don't know if you're a stargazer, but Jim and I, what do they call them? In December, you have a really good, it's supposed to be a shower. Let me see how good the shower is going to be this year. It's going to be one of the best meteor showers we had in a long time. Jiminy. One of the best meteor showers of the year is about to peak. Spark and oh, it's going to be beautiful tonight. And chilly December night. So get you a good warm coat on and go out and look up at the night sky. If you got a clear night, it's going to light up Virginia. Come on, light my fire. Okay. That was one of those little things that was let me know that to be sure to watch the stars. Hey, OC. Oh, we had a special night last night, OC. You got to meet again Sheila. She's coming to Thailand. I think you said you was going to subscribe to Sheila, so you guys can keep in contact. When Sheila was born, she was Tammy, and as she become a professional, I don't think nobody wanted to hear paging Dr. Tammy, paging Dr. Tammy. So she went to her other name, Sheila, and we love her dearly. And yeah, Sheila is going to, I don't know when they're going to get there, but I did go over there this morning and watch a couple of her videos. They sailed over to somewhere down in the Baja Peninsula. They sailed to a port of San Francisco or something. It's not up there in the U.S. It's down in Mexico. I don't remember the name of the place. I didn't write it down. And well, it was so pretty. They've already got a pretty good friends network of boating people, you know. Like us Harley guys, we all stick together, bike riders, don't care what you ride. As long as you're riding, you're having a good time in life. So we're almost in the Christmas spirit. Look right here. Got your reef right here. Got your Santa Claus cap right there. And I got this is the boiler for the machinery that runs this whole operation. Yeah, she's got quite a few. If you go to Sheila's page, she's got quite a few of those videos out. And they're really, really nice done. She's a photographer, so she puts a little effort into doing her videos. Yeah, the live one was really neat. You got to see it just as it had occurred, and that was a lot of fun. Well, it's early morning for you. Yeah, it's 12:21. We're going to have barbecued ribs. The barbecued ribs will be done about 1 o'clock. And yeah, I might end it. I'll give it to 3. I'll let it go for 3 hours on the meter. But been looking forward to them ribs. $1:22 in the morning. Well, we're 13 hours apart. See, I'm at 12:22, so yeah, we're 13 hours apart. So you got your day wound up, and it is beautiful out there, blue sky. We're going to stay on here we got another 50 minutes. So if you want to hang around, but I understand you probably want to get there and take them shoes off, them size 14 shoes, and kick back and relax. Oh, thank you. You say such kind words. I'll be the grandfather on StreamYard. Grandfather Mac. Oh, Angelique is so happy to be home. She has just been having a good time cooking and doing stuff. I can imagine after a day of work, I mean, especially the work that you do, yours is intensive. It's not like sitting at a switchboard pushing a key here and there and maybe write a note now and then. You've got fires that's got to be put out. You've got fires that's got to be built. You got relationships and customer-based attitudes and your chef interface and all the planning and scheming of keeping your livelihood going. And so your mind is exhausted. Now, when I did my 24-hour ride from Flagstaff to Birmingham, I was at the level you are right now. When I got home, I came in and got everything off, got over, pulled the covers back. I didn't even check to see if there was a snake in the bed. I didn't care. I crawled under them sheets and I didn't wake up until like 4 hours later, and I was, wow. It was good. But you go ahead and get yourself situated for the evening. And we're going to hang out here, like I say, until I get the 3 hours in. And anybody wants to join in, they'll be more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, we'll catch all. We're going to see who's on tonight. I got to go watch Ray's ride today. And then we got, Wednesday night. There'll be somebody. Well, let's see who's calling now. 1256. I have no idea. 1256. Let me get this. It might be important, but I don't think it is. Hello. What?
Hi, James.
Who?
Hi, my name is this James.
No, this ain't no James.
All right.
I knew it wouldn't be nobody I know, because nobody knows my number out here in the woods. It's one of them things that he was calling his buddy James, but he hit the wrong digit. I should have introduced him to StreamYard. He could come over and join us. Maybe he'd have more fun talking to here on our group than it would be talking to James. I don't know. Unless James owed him money, and then again, it would be best to get a hold of James and get his money. Oh man, I know. You run, and here's the deal: this ain't going to be the last time that you was in that condition. As your life goes on, you're going to be finding more and more of those days. But you're going to enjoy it because in one of these days, all that will come to an end. You know, you're not that your life is coming to an end, but that hectic chaos of running the business will eventually wind down, and you'll be sitting on your front porch, probably smoking you a little something, whatever you enjoy smoking, and thinking about that day in December the 11th, 2024, when you was talking to old Mac and remembering how tired and wore out you was. You go, oh, thank God that's over. Them women, I'm telling you, they have a reason they want you to build that empire really big, you know. It's important. As long as you're building it together. If you can build an empire together and enjoy every day that you're together, it's worth it. Me and little Ruthie, my wife, we spent 33 years being together, and we didn't have no empire, but we did a lot of things. I started her on 2 different business ventures. I was her capitalist. I financed her to start her own business. And after a while, she worked herself to a frazzle on her business. And then she wasn't seeing me as a nice guy, because if I hadn't financed her business, she wouldn't have had to work so hard. Finally, I talked her into retiring, and she did. And she's not here now. Hi, buddy. Little dog was asleep over there, and he woke up and he thought something was going on. What do you see, buddy? Don't let a snake get you. Boy. Yep. Hey, there's Raymoto. He's in here. Taters, onions, carrots, and a big roaster. Oh yeah, we got something coming up tomorrow. We're going to cook in a slow cooker. We're going to start it tonight, but it'll be done tomorrow. But yeah, we're going to do that. I'm glad to see you in here this afternoon, Ray. We got OC, Motovomb over there. My sister Connie was in here. I don't know what happened to her. She never hardly ever says anything, but she's probably watching or listening. We got 2 before in here. 2-4, not 2 before, 2-4. If it was 2 before, we'd shorten his name and just call him Woody. Woody. We'd say, have you seen Woody today? And everybody know we was talking about 2 before. Red Hot Chili Bar. One time, many years ago, we rode up to Yosemite Park, 3 of us on motorcycles, myself, my brother-in-law, and my brother. And we got up to way up above Yosemite. We was going to Carson City, Nevada on motorcycles. And we got up at the top, and the snow was 30 foot deep, but they'd cut a channel through there. And it was so cold. We stopped at this restaurant at the top of Tioga Pass, 11,000 feet in elevation, 11,000 feet. We pulled in there. And when we went through the door, we got in there about 9 o'clock in the morning. Everybody was doing the breakfast thing. And I had a Levi cutoff jacket on, riding in this snow with a Levi cutoff jacket. Oh, I see Woody's back. Hey, Woody. So we go into the door, and we walked up to the counter where you got the little stools, and all three of us took a stool and sat down, and he came over to us and he said, "Are you guys going to do breakfast or lunch?" And I said, I'm thinking lunch. He said, "Would you do me a favor?" And I said, "What can we do for you?" And he said, "I've got a pot of chili. I've got to clean it out, and it was left over from last night, but it's still good chili, and it's hot. Would y'all like a bowl of hot chili?" I said, "Oh, hell yes." So Ray and Robert and I, we ate a bowl of this big bowl of chili. It was the bottom scrapings, all the good stuff down there. They've been cooking for a day and a half, you know. And we ate that chili and got warmed up. And we all made an agreement right there. We're not going to Carson City, Nevada. Not today. We're going to head back down to Yosemite, where it was down in Yosemite. The weather was really nice, but up there at 11,000 feet, it was really, really cold. And we had about 10 or 12 tunnels we had to go through to get up the Tioga Pass. And my brother, he loved to gear down when we get in those tunnels. We'd be turning like 10,000 RPM. You know, he would gear that bike down and go. And he had megaphone exhaust. Oh my God, that was so beautiful. He bent a valve. He didn't break the valve. He just slightly warped the valve. He had a 2-cylinder engine. And so it would not run. The valve rotated in the head, of course, and sometimes it would be a little bit of a gap, and it would misfire a little bit occasionally. And we limped that thing all the way back down to Chowchilla, California, all the way back down into San Joaquin Valley. And we're so happy to make it home, because we just knew any minute he's going to snap that valve stem off. And what an adventure. We were over there in Mendota, California. If you look on the map, it's in the San Joaquin Valley. Mendota. We were out there, and we could see the Sierra Nevadas, and they were so beautiful. And we just said, "Hey, let's go to Carson City and gamble." That was an idea. And to go to Carson City, that means we had to go all the way up from Mariposa up into Yosemite Park, and then out of Yosemite Park all the way up the top and down the other side into Nevada. And it sounded like a great idea. And we're standing there, and it was 98 degrees in San Joaquin Valley, and we all had T-shirts on. But me, I got my Levi jacket, which didn't have any sleeves in it, and they did too. And we put our jackets on our sissy bar on the back and our bedroll on the back, and we took off. And we went from 98 to 22. It was so cold up at the top. Yeah, two before. I was calling him two before. Yeah, but we can now we're just short and call him Woody. You know, Southern people, we got nicknames for everybody, you know. He had to explain to us what 2-4 was, you know. I mean, and then I think Robin gave me no, it wasn't Robin. I had watched the Trailer Park Boys, and they had mentioned 2-4 a couple of times, but I never even made that association. And then Robin gave me a video about just passing through, And the boys from over there at Prince Edward Island, they liked their 2-4s. You know, they a 24 pack of Alpine beer. And yeah, but so 2-4 let us know what that was about. 2-4, not 2 before. We're if you think about it this way, I think I mentioned this to Motorbahn. We're kind of like the CB truckers from a long time ago, back in the 70s, when CB was really popular in America. When we was out on the super slab, we all had our names. We all had CB names, Sundowner, Western Eagle, or whatever you called yourself. Everybody had a name to call themselves, little outlaw names, you know. Well, here we are on StreamYard, and we're still like a bunch of outlaws. You got your 2-4. Everybody's got a name, a character name. And I love it. It's like modern 21st century CB trucking digitized visual. Live streaming. This is trucking live streaming. We got a lot of truckers in here, and I really appreciate. Angelique, she got to see the miles and miles and miles and miles of trucks, and I explained to her. I said, "This is the lifeblood of the world. And not only you see this here. If I was in Thailand, I would see streams of trucks going with cargo containers that comes off the ship. If I was in Africa, I would see the same cargo trucks hauling these trailers that goes onto the ship. Goes onto container ships. Oh, yours came from the CB days too. I think everybody enjoyed that period of time. I mean, I bought a car that came new from the factory that had a CB radio in it. It came with a CB radio. Listen to this. I've got a Harley out there that's got a CB radio on it. My Harley's got a CB. In the communication system, it's got CB. It's got antennas. I got 2 antennas. My truck has got a CB from the factory. I'm bringing 19840 Roger D, good buddy. By golly, kick it back, bring it on. Mercy sakes, cotton picker, how you hit me? Oh, you got your ears on there. Come on, bring it on. What is your handle, old mate? The pink elephant. The pink elephant. Oh, yeah. I used to love it. They was trying to establish a form of communicating on CB. Everybody said 10-4, and some said Roger D, and some said A40 Roger, and some would say A40 Roger D, and then pretty soon you'd have these people that had the chance, hey, 40 Roger D, good buddy, by golly, kick it back, bring it on, mercy sakes, cotton picker, how about a 10-4 radio check? Come on, you got your ears on. It was a lot of fun. I loved it. But then they took, back in the days we started out, we had 19 channels, then it went to 21 channels and 40 channels. But there, somewhere in that period of time, the government decided 33 million people could fit on these little channels. And then to make it confusing, they gave AM amplitude modulation for your citizen band. And they thought, well, let's give them some sideband. So they give upper and lower sideband for the CB. And you got Billy Bob over here on AM. How you hearing me? Come on, break 19. And then the other guy up here, up on upper sideband above him. And then the guys down on the other side of the same frequency was on lower sideband, and all that jungle. It's called heterodyne. It was just 33 million people in a wad on channel 19 and channel 17. They began to want to kill one another. Then we had a thing, a terminology, and most of these truck drivers will remember it very well. It was called Rambo radio. And you'd hear the truck drivers around 5 o'clock in the evening said, if you pull that damn truck over, I will whoop your ass on the side of the freeway. You meet me at the Flying J truck stop, and not only will I whoop your ass, but I'm going to whoop everybody in the damn Flying J truck stop. I'm kicking ass and taking names. I am the Sundowner, and you've got my calling card, and I'm coming to get you. Rambo radio, 5 o'clock every evening. It start from 5 to 8. Because so much hate was built up because they couldn't convey. And I loved it. They would go and buy these big amplifiers. They wasn't by themselves. I bought one of these 16-pill amplifiers called Sweet 16, and it could put huge amount of AM signal out. But these guys would be over in the parking lot at the Flying J truck stop or Williams or whatever truck stop they'd be at. Love's now is the popular one. And they want to try to talk to a guy across the parking lot. He's sitting over in a JB Hunt truck. The JB Hunt truck a guy is trying to negotiate a deal with an old gal there at the truck stop. Because see, the JB Hunt guys are the only ones that could afford the ladies of the evening. And he's negotiating with her, and they're yelling and screaming back and forth across the parking lot with Sweet 16s blaring solid. Whoa, I hear another signal coming in. Well, I've done my 3 hours. I promised everybody I would let them have a break. I've been at it for 3 hours, and OC, I'm hoping you're sleeping now. I hope you don't even hear a word I'm saying. And 2-4, I won't call you Woody, except when you come to Alabama. When I meet you over here, I'm going to meet you somewhere, Chattanooga, Fort Payne, Alabama, Athens, Georgia. I don't care where you meet up. When I meet you and I shake your hand, I go, how you doing, Woody? Hey, you're talking about a Galaxy. I had a Galaxy 99 that I ran into a Sweet 16. I had it built over there in Pell City, Alabama. He built me the Sweet 16. The Sweet 16 sat under the seat and had 4 big fans on the top of the Sweet 16. And the cables that big around, what's called O2, they're like jumper cables. They came up out of, you got these big batteries on a Freightliner over on the right-hand side in a big battery box thing. The cables came up through the floor right to the Sweet 16. And you can pick up microphone up and you go. I didn't do that kind of crap because I'm a ham operator and I didn't do that. But that old Galaxy 99 was all audio, and it would make that needle swing, man. Oh, it would make that needle swing. And so I took and put my resonator up. I got one of those 1,000-watt resonators for 15 meters and 10 meters. I had 10, 15 super resonators, they call them. I got one sitting over in the corner. I would sit in Atlanta, Georgia, and I used to work this guy over in England on the ham radio, even though I'm in a truck. And this Galaxy was basically 10, 15, and also 11 meters. I worked a lot of countries in that thing. That old Sweet 16. The heat would just almost set you on fire inside the cabin of all them fans running. That Freightliner had a pretty nice condo. It had a good sleeper system on it. And one time my co-driver, we wasn't in a condo. We were in what's called a flat topper. And she said it gets really hot back there when I would be talking on the radio because all that heat would boil up. You know, heat rises. It went right into that sleeper, and you go across Texas and it's already 106 degrees outside. And after about an hour of me talking with a Sweet 16, it would be glowing. God bless you guys, and have a good evening. And we'll go ahead and shut this thing down. I look like an old bulldog. You can see the whites of my eyes, man. I look like an old bulldog. God bless you.